our secret stock of select tone woods. Welcome to Dave's World. Let's see what we have for our new project. So we have our body blanks here. I glued these up a while ago. Some of these have been glued up for almost 2 years now. So what we're going to do is we're going to select one. This in particular is the piece we're going to use. It's really lightweight alder, and we're going to paint it, but it still looks really nice, and it has a really good sound quality, and it's very light. So we'll pick this out with the sander, get it ultra flat, start working on it. This little sander is absolutely amazing. We're going to go to our drill press, well, our favorite tool, obviously, and hog out all of these holes here for our routes. It'll make it really easy when we route everything. But before that, we're going to go over to our second favorite tool and just kind of cut all of this excess off because we don't need it. Get our router ready here. Routed us for the humbucker. Not actually sure what humbucker we're using, so I left a little bit of extra space. Should be like a PAF style, but I picked out some of our rosewood. I don't have any blank fretboards cut out for rosewood right now, but we have these big slabs. So let's check out what we have. We're also going to take pictures of it and email the customer. You could pick whatever piece, because really something needs to get cut into. I'm just not really sure, but let's look at these. So I have all of this East Indian rosewood, but we also have this quarter sawn maple. So I'm going to send our customer a few pictures of the maple and the rosewood. We can cut into whatever piece our customer wants. It's going to be pretty much like a traditional 60s like slab board style. You can really see the difference with all these bandsaw blades. This one here is what we were using. It's like a 3/8 inch blade with, you know, kind of a lot of teeth, but not like a tremendous amount of teeth. This one next to it has a lot more teeth. So these are all kind of a different array, smaller ones for cutting plastic and everything, but this big giant one, you can see the difference in size with all these other ones. This is the one we use to resaw everything. It's 3/4 of an inch. Our resawing went quite well. Awesome rosewood. We're going to run these through the sander. They'll end up getting cut in half, and we'll have like 8 fingerboards. Well, 7 of them left over after this guitar. I love this thing. Last but not least, our quarter sawn maple neck. We have our select quarter sawn maple and our East Indian rosewood. We're going to use our 2-way truss rod again. The heel adjuster rod may not be ideal, but I made about 20 prototype necks before I ever sold my first guitar, and I do think that they sound better with the larger end of the rod at the heel rather than up at the headstock. It's really no easier or more difficult to install them at the heel. A little bit more difficult to adjust, but I do think it's worth it. Plus, these are pretty robust. They don't really need a lot of adjustment anyways. I love the Strat, and one of my favorite things to do is doing the back contour on the Strat with the round edge of the file. It's so much fun. It's really satisfying making these edges just perfect, and it has to be perfect. They can't be like lumpy or weird. It has to look just like a Stratocaster. Sanding these bodies too. This alder sands really smooth. It's just a great experience. So. This one's super special. It's getting 22 frets. By request. Our 9.5-inch fretboard radius. This East Indian rosewood is looking really nice. I've let this neck sit for probably about 3 or 4 weeks, just kind of like a block. Cut the fret slots in it and I just let it sit. So doing the radius now after that time has passed, it really gets them pretty precise and just really, really like kind of nice that they've gotten like hot and cold and just sat for a while. So we'll get this radius done and put our fret wire in. It's going to be really, sure does smell rich and expensive, and it is. Started with this bigger one, but tend to switch over to this small one for like the fine detailed stuff. I just have, you know, a couple pieces of sandpaper on there. The 9.5 radius being so rounded, it's real comfortable. But fretting out was an issue with like a 7.25-inch radius, so that's why this is sort of an in-between. I personally put like a 12-inch radius on most of these, but this is pretty rounded. So this is our classic 12-inch radius. So you can see it's actually quite a bit off. Like you can see there's rock. So a 9.5 has more curve to it. And this is our 9.5, so it's absolutely perfect, the curvature on it. And we're going to press these in. Kind of sanded it a little bit, just to get it kind of ready. These are stainless steel. Haven't used stainless steel here at the Lair Custom Shop yet, but we will this time. These are the same profile that we used on our first, like, 25 or so guitars. It's pretty standard. Thank Steve. He's our customer with the original basket weave, our 11th guitar out of the Lair Instruments Custom Shop. He sent us these new clamps for Christmas. Really awfully nice. We'll use them. We'll use them a lot with this neck shaping. I like to clamp them down onto a flat piece and just kind of work them. This one's getting a custom profile, sort of like our original Charlie caster, but this one's going to have a little bit more of like a shoulder to it. Kind of a, I guess we should say like a large C. Also want to thank Bob from New York for sending us these files. Also really kind. We use them. These are the gifts that keep on giving, so we'll keep using them. But thanks a lot, Bob. He has our Paisley, classic Paisley number 32. He has the X Factor number 26. And he has our 10th guitar, the Show Special. Tell you what, Bob's files are nice, man. These are great. Stick our neck on here. Tell you what, it's got a really nice round C profile, so it's got a good like shoulder to it. Jeez. Yeah, I'm really liking this one. We're going to refine the heel a little bit now. Get that a lot closer. We have our back cavity done. The whole thing needs sanded really good, but we'll refine it a lot more. Been sanding all morning. This thing is absolutely awesome. Love that rounded edge. Really, really nice East Indian rosewood. So we're going to tape this off, take it to the spray shop, Our body and our neck sealed up here. This is going to be a classic Lake Placid blue, so we'll do white undercoat and then the classic blue on top. So we already hit this neck with a little bit of clear sealer. It's just a nice light coat. We're going to make it look like a good aged 60s neck. This will be a single stage blue. So far it's just lacquer with blue colorant. We're going to add a bunch of other stuff to get it really perfect. This is going to look awesome. So our own Lair Instruments custom shop single stage Lake Placid blue. This, being a single stage, has the mica and everything already in it, so that'll just go straight over our white, but I'm going to make it look kind of like the sample that our customer sent, which is, you know, like a real faded 60s finish. How when you just ease into that fret, it really shapes it nice. But these stainless frets take a while to work on. So this one is getting that graphic cracking and relicing. A lot of these big manufacturers don't show the cracking or the relicing. They all have their own unique ways of doing it, and so do we. So we're going to not show like a tremendous amount just because it's so graphic, but this is going to be as close to an original Lake Placid blue with the white undercoat as we possibly can get it. Starting with some of our aging here, I have like some wear through, like that's like a subtle like wear marks, and then like more chipping and stuff. There's an art to this. This isn't like just dragging it behind a truck, but we have that white undercoat to make it look really authentic. I don't do all the aging at once. I kind of just pick at it each step of the way so it actually looks like it happened over time. Like I'll age it, polish it a little, age it some more. We're certainly getting there with our aging. I really want this to look like a real vintage guitar from the 60s. So we have all the tarnish and scratches and dents and stuff. It can't just be chipping. It has to be everything, and it has to all be in the right place, and it has to all look really good. And I think ours does. It's getting the classic Lair water slide simply because of the aging. I can't use the raised vinyl decal with the aging. I just won't feel good about it. I really love these. Looks so classic, that water slide. 2 Strat pick guards. Strat pick guard is pretty comprehensive to make. That I use just for the pick guards. It has a bearing on it, so we can spin around on our template and then cut away at the guard. And then of course we have just our little Bosch 1/4 inch router. Our 2 pick guards here with our humbucker. I don't know, this one I think is the optional pick guard. It looks great with the blue and the Lake Placid. It looks real vintage. I'm not done sanding this one, but with that, I think that looks really good. So these pickups are all mojotone. I love mojotone, but yeah, these are the 67 middle and neck, and then the bridge pickup is this Yeah, F-spaced modern humbucker. So these are quiet coils. So you see the pull pieces actually are rails going down. So it's technically a humbucker. Really, really cool. Yeah, so the HSS will be totally custom here. We could have bought an HSS guard and just copied it, but I kind of have my own pick guard design that's a little different than a Fender. The whole body and neck and a lot of the like general dimensions are actually different than like a Fender, which is fine, but you kind of have to make everything, which I'd rather anyways. And I already had the white guard on. I didn't wire it up. I just fit everything because our customer is probably gonna, you know, change it around at some point. So we want to make sure that everything goes on and off real easy, and I don't just make two pick guards. Right. We're doing the mojotone mustard cap for this one, which I'll share between all three pickups since they're all humbuckers. I'm going to wire some of this to the push-pull for a coil tap. I'm going to just solder that in for now. And I have some real, like, fine point Radio Shack solder. Hard to do. This reminds me a lot of the Coastal Cowgirl with that crazy pickup. Guitar looks absolutely awesome in the case. We're going to take this one to the gig. It's going to be a country show with me on the steel guitar. We'll have a fiddle lady there, and it'll be a real country and western time. I don't even know where the gig is, so I have to check, but I think it's down near like Hanover, so we'll check this one out. So we made it to the gig. As we say, if we're going to drink soda, let's drink soda. Mountain Dew. This is the club. It's a Eagles, the Fraternal Order of Eagles. Let's go check out our gear and see what we have, and our guitar, and everything. So we have, for our steel, we have our deluxe reverb, and the steel, as usual, is our Le Grand 3. That digital and that neodymium speaker has always been my favorite for the steel. And if anybody wants to know, the Telonix volume pedal. And then, of course, our amp is our Fillmore 50. Now, I will say, what's cool about the Fillmore 50 is, well, that's the amp our customer uses, so it's pretty familiar. We'll hear how this one sounds. It's the Anna Caster. This one is going to the same customer as the Charlie Caster, which is our like Tele Deluxe style. Really cool. So our California Tweed little 10-inch amp. It's kind of the California Tweed, and this is just with the delay pedal on. Neck pickup. This has a great like a humbucker, but it really captures the single coil characteristic. I love the mid-range in this center position. It is so cool. So this is the single coil with it popped up. Once again, our tone controls are, all the way up. It's got that like honky tonk. And then the humbucker itself. Still a real balance with that bucker. What my measurements are for the setups, and there are no measurements. Each neck is different. Each nut is different. The carve on how high the strings are, the radius, the type of fret wire, everything's so different that I just simply kind of sit here and just sort of, I don't know, play it for a while and just sort of feel out where I want everything and how I like it. And I love this in between, whether it's the bucker or that single coil. It's so cool. Super excited about this one. Kind of here late, just like jamming out on it. It's so great. I'm going to post some pictures of it along with some of our other guitars. I have an Instagram. I'll put the link in the description. Also, our reverb.com store is in the description, as well as the email. This guitar is a custom order, so it's going out tomorrow morning. I'll pack it up and send it to our customer. Like I say, it's a second guitar from us, so it's a big deal. Most of our customers have, like, at this point, like 2 or 3 of our guitars. And I will admit, most of our customers are not the type of people that just have like one guitar. They usually have like, well, everybody's just about as bad as me, which is pretty bad. So like I say, all that good stuff is in the description. You can check out the close-up photos I'll have of it, and just some other stuff that I've posted on there. Like I say, got a couple more videos coming up. Some cool guitars already finished, and some stuff that'll be going up on Reverb. So definitely keep a lookout for that. So really happy with how this one turned out at the gig. Really happy with how it turned out, well, here in isolation. I do prefer the Fillmore Mesa Boogie a little bit more than the California Tweed, just for my personal preference, and mostly just the middle channel. Love these mojotones. They're definitely humbuckers. It's got a Strat-like characteristic, but it's a little bit more, I want to say like mellow on the lower strings, and it's kind of chunkier overall. So definitely a valid humbucker tone. So another successful one. Really happy with this. Really cool that we could kind of go crazy with the aging. I really enjoyed it. And, well, we'll be doing a lot more. So thanks for visiting Dave's World.